Hey everybody, this is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News in 10, where I try to knock the news out in 10 minutes. So let's get going. It's going to be pretty easy today because it's President's Day and there's not a lot of news out there. Most of the news flying from some of the major media guys has been the solar panels up in Bradenton. Nobody really in Sarasota is going to partake in it, and not a surprise, especially with how Venice handled the solar panel issue here. It wasn't a pleasant experience and cost FPL a ton of money. This first one is just an annual festival, Italian festival and carnival. It's coming here on Friday. People from throughout the county come to enjoy it. Thousands of people come through the Venice airport. I put up the schedules and when the band works and everything like that. Put up an old video from a few years ago when I rode a bike through there. It's basically the same setup. They changed some of the equipment, but not much of it. It's basically the same. Inside Venice, Dr. Ed Martin, former mayor of Venice, put this up. It's basically shows pictures of Neil Holmes out on Border Road Jackson and how he's taken this area that used to have a lot of trees, used to be beautiful out there, and he's basically turned it into, where's the other picture? This. And for a lot of people, it's a lot of heartbreak. Basically, City of Venice rezoned it. They didn't listen to the bulk majority of people that were against it because they lived across the road, which is considered county. And, you know, it was funny. Bob Daniels would sit there and say, do you live in the city or not? Whenever people would come up there, basically pointing out, you're not in the city. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Northport Library in 2 days. Right now, President's Day, so we're not getting mail. The banks aren't open. City offices aren't open. Libraries are closed. But they are picking up trash. So this is an event. It's a teen advisory board. You can go there. You got to be in grade 6 to 12, and all the information is on the site. This is a bike Sheila came across in a dumpster, and she asked if it's anybody's to email her. Unfortunately, I hope it's over on Orange and Main in Sarasota, but I hope a bunch of people don't email her and just say, oh, I want a free bike. And I can see that happening. Okay, this is a guy, for some reason his car was parked out there. Somebody came up and just bashed, as you can see, hit his car pretty bad. He thinks they were going over 40. She, Brianna, has information out there, and she's looking for anybody that can help her track down who smashed up her car in the middle of the night or whenever it was. So let's see what else we got out there. Water boiling advisory. This is for Tuesday. I put up the households. This is in Venice. They're doing some work on the fire hose lines, fire hydrant replacement. So it looks like Nokomis Avenue, Beach Road, Airport Avenue. So places over on the island of Venice. And talk the park. This is going to be at Nathan Benderson Park. Sounds like a fun event. You can basically go out there and draw with the chalk. All the information is up on the site. Something Sarasota Parks and Recreation's doing. It's going to be from 11 to 3. It's free. It's family friendly. It's a festival where they will have a competition. They'll have face painting, all kinds of good stuff there. So if you have a chance, get there and check it out. Check out the page at theuncensoredreport.com, or just go to the Facebook page and click the link. It'll bring you right there. Damian Powers always has some explosive photography. I love his pictures. Great picture there. All right, I-4 had some incidents. Hopefully you weren't going to Disney because both East and West was shut down. That's since cleared up, but I travel I-4 all the time to go surfing in Daytona, and that's a common problem, and it just drives me crazy. There was a house fire near downtown Sarasota. This is a video report. You can go check it out, and it basically gives the limited information they have on that house fire that took place. There also was a shooting. I'm seeing on the news wires a shooting, but there's not a lot of information. Let's see if he's updated it all. Of an individual. It's going to be on SNN later, so once I see more information, I'll put it out there. Unfortunately, only one person has posted, and I haven't seen it coming out of any other news media except for that one individual. So I'll put something out once I hear some more concrete information on it. The next one is, let's see, what do we got here? South Venice noticed a drone. I knew this lady was going to go through hell. Basically, a drone. She felt it was spying on her. I almost didn't put her last name on there because I read a couple of the commentary. It's pretty funny, but I know I think she was sincere and concerned about it. Coffee with Cops in Sarasota. This is an interesting event. You can go out, you can have coffee. I believe they give a quick spill out to you, and then you can ask them questions, concerns, issues that you want to address with them. One of my 2 rogue rants I did today, this one was on Sweden, and yes, they do have a refugee crisis, and I basically talk how European countries silence when it's Islam related, and they use different tools at their discretion. And it's a lot like I remember the cop that was shot 13 times in Philadelphia by a guy yelling Abu Akbar or God is great, whatever he was yelling, and they really shut down the fact that it was extreme extreme Islam was tied to that incident. This is going in yesterday. This funeral was yesterday with this middle school teacher. She was also a student that graduated here in Venice. This is the lady that shot her husband, I believe, twice and then killed herself. They said over 1,000 people showed up at the funeral, well-wishers and everybody. From what I understand, she's a great teacher. Her parents still believe that it was an accident. I don't know. I'm not going to pass judgment. I hope her and her family get the best help that they can find out there, and I hope he gets better soon too. And they cover the perks of donating blood in another video if you could catch that. I donate blood every 2 months. I used to do a double every 4 months, and I had to stop that. But it saves lives. That and plasma. They're always looking for that. I think it's plasma that they're always looking for. Some Crime Stoppers. We got Scuba Nautics with the Marine. Red Tide. I tell you what, I went surfing the other day, and respiratory-wise, it was horrible. You're going to see it more when there's a cold front that comes through, because generally with those cold fronts, you're getting the wind and it's pushing it north-northwest, and it pushes that red tide back in. And it was pretty powerful in there. God, it seems like we've had red tide for months now. And is there any end in sight? That's the question I have on it. A recall on Sargento Cheese. I put this picture up because they're looking for this guy. It's not Sarasota County. It's actually up in Bradenton. But Bradenton, Sarasota, they're intertwined, and people may know where he is. And he was part of a murder investigation. Venice. Oh, I'm there 10 minutes. The last one here is Venice went out. They did some training for 3 days. It was pretty extensive. No, I still got 2 minutes. We can go back to that. They concluded 3 days of training out there, and this was a video report on it. I got some pictures and stuff that came out to me. I chose to put the video report. Ted Sperling, they're still looking for public input. If you want to be part of the solution, you got to get out there and give the input. This was something I did on the demise of Obamacare, one of my rants that I did yesterday on how it's going down. You heard Edna today just say it's in a spiral roll. And I think I did a couple more reports yesterday. Yep, people just bitching about everything. This is an individual, he didn't like where the flag was placed. And I've been there, and it wasn't blinding them. But it amazes me how quick they act on this stuff. My real interesting one that is just the Gondo, and they do this a lot to this councilwoman, Deb Anderson, where they come out and they put out misinformation on her because they really don't like her. Unfortunately, ever since they've had that editor DuPont in there, this paper's really gone downhill, and it's unfortunate. I would love to see them thrive. I would love to help them, but I had the same case where DuPont just came at me like a pit bull. I think Gondo would do themselves a lot of good and turn themselves around, hopefully financially, if they got rid of that guy, because he is killing the Venice Gondo. All right, folks. That is the local news. There's not a lot. Okay, not sure what happened there. That's the local news. Not a lot of news out there today. When I see some more stuff, I'll post it. Catch my rants. I did knock out another rant that covers terrorism and the support of it from Saudi Arabia, the West, and what we need to do to try to stop it and stem it. I'll put that out later. I just finished it. I just have to drop it. All right, everybody. This has been Frankie. Have a great day.